Welcome everyone to my channel. Today, we're recapping Dr. Stone Episode 1, where humanity is mysteriously turned to stone. The story begins on a normal day in Japan. Taiju Oki, a kind-hearted but extremely strong high school student, finally gathers the courage to confess his feelings to his childhood friend, Yuzuriha. For 5 years, he has secretly loved her, and today he has decided to tell her the truth. Before leaving, he visits his genius best friend, Senku Ishigami. Senku, a scientific prodigy, jokes about creating a love potion that guarantees success. However, the potion is actually gasoline refined from plastic bottle caps. Senku explains the science behind it, but Taiju refuses to use any tricks. He wants his confession to be genuine. Taiju arrives at the spot where Yuzuriha is waiting under a large tree. Nervous and sweating, he struggles to find the right words. As he finally prepares to confess, a strange green light suddenly appears in the sky. Within seconds, panic spreads across the entire world. People scream in terror as the mysterious light engulfs the earth. Every human being instantly turns to stone. Cars crash, buildings become silent, and civilization freezes in a single moment. Although his body is petrified, Taiju remains conscious. Trapped inside stone, unable to move or speak, he desperately clings to one thought. He must survive long enough to tell Yuzuriha how he feels. Days pass, then months, then years. Still trapped inside stone, Taiju refuses to give up. He continues thinking about Yuzuriha, using his love for her as motivation to stay conscious. The years become centuries. The centuries become millennia. Civilization collapses completely. Cities crumble. Buildings disappear beneath forests. Nature slowly reclaims the earth. Yet Taiju's determination never fades. Finally, after an unimaginable amount of time, the stone surrounding him suddenly cracks apart. Taiju bursts free from his petrified prison. For the first time in thousands of years, he can move again. Looking around, he is shocked. The modern world is gone. Forests cover everything. Massive trees grow where cities once stood. Human statues remain scattered everywhere, frozen in the exact positions they occupied on the day of petrification. Realizing everyone suffered the same fate, Taiju immediately begins searching for Yuzuriha. Following a nearby river, he travels through the wilderness hoping to find the tree where he last saw her. Along the way, he discovers what appears to be a stone bird. At first he thinks it is a statue, but he soon realizes it was once a living bird that also became petrified. As he examines it, a memory returns. Years ago, before the petrification, Taiju had found a similar stone bird and tried taking it to a veterinarian. There he unexpectedly met Yuzuriha. She laughed at his kindness and admitted she had brought the same bird for the same reason. The memory reminds Taiju how much he loves her. Eventually, he reaches the giant tree. There, preserved beneath its roots, stands Yuzuriha's stone statue. After 3,700 years, Taiju finally finds her. Overcome with emotion, he breaks down crying. He thanks the tree for protecting her all this time and apologizes for being unable to save her. Then he finally says the words he never got the chance to say before the petrification. He confesses that he has loved her for hundreds and thousands of years. Swearing that he will someday restore her to life, he promises never to abandon her. Suddenly, he notices a message carved nearby. The message tells him to follow the river downstream. Taiju follows the instructions and discovers an unbelievable sight. His best friend Senku is alive. Senku greets him casually as if nothing unusual has happened. Taiju is overwhelmed with joy and immediately tries to hug him. Senku quickly tells him to stay away because he is completely naked. Senku then reveals something astonishing. The current year is 5,738. Humanity has been petrified for approximately 3,700 years. Taiju is shocked and asks how Senku knows the exact date. Senku explains that he remained conscious the entire time and counted every single second while trapped inside stone. For 3,700 years, without stopping. Using pure mental calculation, he kept track of time until he finally broke free 6 months earlier. Senku leads Taiju to a small camp he built by himself. Over the past 6 months, he has been surviving alone and laying the foundation for humanity's return. However, he lacks manpower. Now that Taiju is back, Senku finally has someone strong enough to help him. Senku reveals his true goal. He doesn't simply want to survive. He wants to rebuild civilization itself. Using science, he intends to recreate every technology humanity ever invented and uncover the mystery behind the petrification. Taiju immediately agrees to help. Senku will handle the science. Taiju will provide the muscle. Together, they begin gathering food and resources. Senku teaches Taiju how to identify edible and poisonous plants and mushrooms. Taiju repeatedly eats the wrong things and suffers the consequences, while Senku patiently explains basic survival science. Soon they begin producing salt from seawater to preserve food. As they continue working, Taiju spots a stone statue of the famous fighter Tsukasa Shishio, known as the strongest high school primate. The site reminds them that countless people remain trapped in stone. Senku explains that reviving humanity must become their top priority. The next mystery is figuring out why they woke up. After investigating nearby caves, Senku discovers a strange liquid dripping from the ceiling. The liquid contains nitric acid created naturally from bat guano. Senku believes this miracle fluid played a role in breaking down the petrification. He demonstrates by experimenting on petrified birds, but admits that the process is still incomplete. Science has not yet provided all the answers. However, Senku refuses to accept anything as magic. He insists that every phenomenon follows scientific laws waiting to be discovered. Determined to improve the revival formula, Senku decides they need alcohol. Since alcohol is difficult to obtain in the stone world, Taiju helps gather wild grapes. Together, they begin making wine. Weeks later, the grapes ferment successfully. Senku then teaches Taiju about distillation, explaining how ancient civilizations concentrated alcohol thousands of years ago. Using simple tools, they begin producing stronger and stronger alcohol. Months pass as the experiments continue. Although progress is slow, Senku never loses faith. He explains that science is not magic. Science is the relentless process of testing ideas, learning from failures, and gradually uncovering truth. After a full year of experimentation, Senku finally achieves a breakthrough. Looking at the results, he smiles confidently. The stone world may seem like a fantasy land, but Senku intends to defeat fantasy with science. As the episode ends, humanity's future rests on two teenagers. One possesses limitless determination. The other possesses limitless knowledge. Together, Taiju and Senku begin the long journey to rebuild civilization from the ground up and reclaim the world from stone. How did you like today's recap? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.